Hi again everyone, Scott Pyre Popcorn fan here, and in this video I want to talk about the unrated version of M3GAN, which was just released yesterday on Peacock. I actually just watched it, so the movie is pretty fresh in my mind, and I mean, basically, like, all the thoughts that I've said about the movie before this are pretty much the same. Because this unrated version, it doesn't add any new scenes or anything like that. It just adds the gore that you could tell were cut out of the theatrical film to make it PG-13. So this is basically like an R-rated version of the movie, kind of like, I guess, a director's cut in a way that does show the gore, and definitely you do see that, especially when in that one scene when M3GAN is with the bully and she cuts the ear off, and then in the third act when M3GAN does her dance and goes after that guy in the elevator, that's where you definitely see the gore. Oh man, because the machete going right through the guy's chest. But yes, so yeah, M3GAN, I definitely think is a movie that is very relatable, especially for me. And then also the fact that it is a familiar story, as I've said before, being very similar to the Child's Play remake, and also to other movies that kind of deal with corporate elements, like Rise of the Planet of the Apes. That's another example. And as I've said before, with this movie being very relatable, with the little girl Katie and her aunt, I definitely think that in regards to some of the themes in this movie, I feel like they can kind of relate to something I'm going through right now, because human connection, everyone needs human connection, because when you fixate on something, it's like, say, a robotic doll or something other that's not exactly, distracts you, something that's basically a distraction, and you fixate it on it. And even as a kid, you do that, and it can, really change you as an adult. And human connection, it's easily the most important thing for anyone, and especially for the character of Katie, being a 9-year-old girl. And also her aunt too. She needs human connection too, because she's so dissolved into her work as someone working in this toy company, and because of that, she can be a little antisocial. Which is why she needs human connection too. It's why she needs to spend more time with her niece, because of the tragedy that her niece went through, losing her parents. They both need human connection, and it's something anyone can relate to. And people make mistakes. Nobody's perfect, and sometimes people say things that they're not supposed to say, even though it's something they're just being honest about. People say things they're not supposed to say, especially to their friends. And I'm mainly just talking about something that that's sort of related, but also not. But people make mistakes, and it's important to apologize when you do make mistakes. And also just mainly being there for that person whenever you are, and whenever you're available. That's the most important thing. And just keeping that friendship as best as you can. And hopefully in time we will forgive each other. And I will always, I will always love my friend. Yeah, sorry, just a bit of a thing. Just wanted to get that out there real quick. Just to talk about something that's a little bit more, bit personal about myself. But aside from that, I definitely think that this movie is really good. But not perfect, as I've said, you know. The character of Katie, she has some anger. There's like some moments where she loses her anger, and she does that a couple times in the film, and that can be a little, you know, hard to follow a character that's a little girl who's 9 years old, and she's just, you know, being very rude to other people, especially her therapist, and then also that bully. The boy, Brandon, he was also very unlikable because he was, you know, not nice to her or the M3GAN doll, and then, you know, he gets killed, and, you know, and then also with the neighbor and the neighbor's dog, just a lot of that. I mean, there are a lot of moments in this movie where there are characters that you don't care for. That's one major flaw about this movie, but it is still a pretty solid film, regardless. And my grade for it still stands. It's an A-. And yeah, it's an unrated version that just includes some gore. No additional scenes really, but still really solid. And I love the design of the M3GAN doll, and I definitely think that if they do a sequel, they could do something either different with a different version of the doll, or I don't know, whatever they want to do with the story next for M3GAN 2.0. We shall see. But yeah, and maybe, you know, crossing over with something else like Chucky. That would be really cool. And yeah, that's really everything I wanted to talk about in this video. Just give my thoughts on this unrated version of M3GAN, and also doing a full proper review because I never really did that for the movie on my channel. And also just wanting to say something a bit personal that I'm going through at the moment. I just hope my friend forgives me. I really do. And I want him to know that I will always be there for him, no matter what. But yeah, that should do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.